Hey there everyone, welcome back. It's been a few days since I've actually got around to doing any of this streaming thing, but due to circumstances unforeseen, not quite sure how many we'll be able to do this week, but we're definitely going to do one, and tonight is the one that we are going to do. So, without further ado, I am going to change the colour of the lights with a simple phrase to my good friend Alexa, which I'm going to mute the microphone for to avoid annoying everybody who happens to have an Alexa at home.
Would you like to use...
Of course, Alexa has decided not to listen to me now, just to prove the point that technology is, in all cases, invariably awful when it's not being absolutely brilliant. So instead, what I'm going to do is procrastinate a little bit.
On Sony's TV Basic. Would you like to use your Echo Show?
No, that was Alexa in the background there.
Okay.
Right, there we go. That's better, isn't it? Look at that cool looking lighting. Anyway, tonight, now we've finished faffing about with Alexa and we've finished making the lights go a different colour, we're going to play some more Outer Worlds on the PS4 Pro. You might remember last week we were trying to find out who had killed Halcyon Helen. We're still trying to do that because I haven't played it anymore since then. So let's go straight back into it. So we are somewhere in this orchard thing at the moment, the Purpleberry Orchard. We've just had this chat with little what's it guy in here, kind of orchard supervisor, and I can't remember what our quest was. We'd also discovered there's like creepy, weird people who got all the smiles and the things growing out their neck, which is not a good look, really. We need to... okay, so... strange disappearance of a watchman. I don't know, is that in this bit? Oh, so that's over there. Need to try and find something that might be in an hour bit. Okay. We couldn't talk to the profitability queen because we couldn't get to the area with her in. Okay, so a momentary taste of purpleberry. We found that Halcyon and Helen had gone into this purpleberry orchard and might have left a clue there for a murder. So we're looking in the R&D labs over here. So, okay, so we've basically got to go to this bit. Right, we're on it. This is what happens when you don't play the game for a week. You kind of forget who you are and what you were doing. Which happens in real life as well, but it's not quite as easy to fix by looking in a random journal. Oh, we got a... okay. We got the giant monkey things again. Yeah, take that, monkey dude. I'm assuming that these aren't an endangered species. If they are, I apologise to Greenpeace and the RSPCA and the WWF. Not the WWE, who I suspect have little involvement in this. Yep, got rid of them. Ooh, chunky. Okay. What's this? Caution, pollinization stuff. Yeah, because there's these like kind of mosquito mosquitoes, were they called, or something like that, I think. Which they used to do. There's one of the creepy smiling guys. There are several more of the creepy smiling guys. Excuse... Oh, you son of a gun. And there's one of the things that I assume the stuff on the neck turns into. Shoot him in the head till he's dead. Oh, I need health. Yeah, well, maybe if you weren't so goddamn creepy. Oh, he's... Did he just vomit all pink stuff on me? Ugh. Yes, he did. Possibly purple. Pink or purple. Whatever it was, he vomited it on me, which is not something that you should do in polite society. Okay, not much else in there. Oh, just break me leg.
We're close to finding something.
Yes, we can all feel it. Let's go inside and see what wonders await us in the R&D labs. Can't beat a good bit of R&D. Not to be confused with R&D2, D2, or R2D2, D2, D, lots of D's and R's. And lots of loading screens in this game as well, and really tedious load times. Particularly when you've got used to SSD powered modern consoles. Eventually though it'll load in. Might notice Superman thing over there. Special Christmas pop Superman thing. It needs to be taken out of the box yet. I've not got around to doing that, so it's occupying the space on the table in an attempt to do some non-sponsored promotion.
Hello? I can hear you out there. If you still possess the majority of your mental capacity, please locate the test room through the lobby and to the left. You'll see it through the glass.
Okay. Very mysterious sounding music. Oh, the model spaceship does. Is there a computer there? Oh, look, Vizio's candy has been scientifically proven to not give cavities. 5 out of 5 Vizio company doctors agree. So we can hack it to view the recent appointments. I think I've got enough hacking skill. So it's saying name Ms. Ruth Bellamy, stage name Halcyon Helen, she's our murder victim. Description lab tour. Name Administrator Ludovico, who we have seen. Description product presentation. So they've both been here. Who have we got messages wise? We got one from the department utility, from the department reception to the utility department. Subject cleanup request. Hello, I'm so sorry I haven't had the chance to get your name yet and update the terminal. When you have a moment, could you bring a mop to the lobby? Dr. Blossom seems to have had a rather rough night and spilled some coffee on the floor. Okay. And then we've got one from Al Blossom to Department all Research and Development Labs employees. Subject: what are the architects' blue blazes is going on? What in blessed corporate law is all that commotion down there? I don't believe the rocket fuel combination distillery mixture was scheduled for another week. Could someone please inform me as to what the racket is all about? You better have a damn good reason for interrupting my meeting with the administrator. I expect a full explanation and apology within the next 15 minutes, or people are going to start losing jobs. Okay. Let's go back. We need to go over and talk to this person.
How in the aether did you get in here?
I went through the door.
Rizzo's authorized. Void it all. What does it even matter now? What do you want? Speak up and quickly if you will.
Let's ask her who she is.
Pardon the blue blazes out of me, but who in the name of the Eternal are you? I'll have you know, I am Dr. Leora Blossom, the head of research and development, and you are standing in my lab, uninvited. Now, perhaps you couldn't tell by the empty lobby and general state of disarray, but this is no time to be playing games.
Let's go. Something obviously is going on around here. You really want to sass me right now?
No, you're right. Listen, I'll be direct with you. You see, I've found myself in a bit of a pickle. Some of my lab techs have turned rather aggressive following a recent experiment gone awry. Hence why I've barricaded myself in the lab.
What goes on in these labs that would turn your researchers against you?
Oh no, they're quite unaware of their actions, I'm afraid. We're a research and development branch of Rizzo, focused primarily on the spectrum vodka line. But the specific research that goes on in this facility is utterly confidential. You understand?
Yeah. Let's try persuade 105. I'll find out when I hunt through the labs. You might as well tell me up front.
So you've no qualms about snooping through my precious research files.
Nope.
But will you understand the data once you've acquired it? Essentially, we research new innovations for an array of Rizzo's products. My present troubles stem from one we've just developed. The product's potential for profit is nearly limitless. But I'm afraid explaining the science behind it would far exceed your capability for understanding.
I am quite stupid, in fairness. Ali, any thoughts on what it could be?
If it's causing sudden aggressive behavior in lab technicians, it must be a fast-acting neurological agent of some kind.
I've underestimated you. Yes.
We've
It seems to be an
underestimated my
adverse effect of
colleague.
several organisms attaching to a subject. Quite unnerving.
Let's try saying, is there anything you can do to help?
Yes. I suppose I should make myself useful. Let me think. Oh, I know. I can remotely unlock the supply closets in the lower levels of the lab. Perhaps you'll find some useful apparatus or two in them.
Perhaps I will. Let's go with, I can take care of your problem, but I'll need you to answer some questions afterwards.
Excellent. You have my gratitude, and soon you'll have my knowledge of Miss Bellamy's recent visit as well. Now, if you'd rather not kill my lab techs during this cleanup, I believe you can dispense a sedative gas from a terminal in the utility room.
Your call, Captain. I don't know if the lab techs can even be helped at this point.
Oh, I suppose I should
The
try.
lab is sealed for our safety, so you'll need to take the elevator down. I'll unseal the access hallway for you now. Do take care.
Okay, I shall give it a go. So, we should probably be the good guy here. I mean, as much as it pains me. Let's see what's in here. What we got? Few memos. Mind the gas canisters. Hi everyone, this is your friendly custodial staff offering a preemptive apology if the elevator hall is crowded with gas canisters. There are quite a few of them and only one of me, so I'm moving them in loads down to the utility room. Do be cautious, they're filled with a sedative potent enough to put a hungry mama raptidon out cold. Thank you for your understanding. After work bar meetup. Dear esteemed colleagues, my team and I are all heading to the Grand Colonials Bar this evening for some drinking and fellowship. All real scientists are welcome to join us, you know, the ones that produce quantifiable data and theorems and don't spend their time jabbering over how this lighting on that bottle will increase customer sentiment. Cheers from someone, presumably, who understands that market researchers aren't real scientists. Apologies to all market researchers out there. Final one, increased proactive measures. Team, as we continue our new round of research in product development, I'm increasing the required safety gear for lab workers involved. As some of you know, few recent accidents involving subjects have left workers maimed, scarred, and one worker had their left hand permanently discoloured to a shade of lime green. Rizzo's Research and Development District Labs is expected to continuously produce revolutionary advancements in the food and beverage industry. These measures will help us in further pursuit of that mission. Okay. That's sealed. Oh, what's this here? Rizzo's first product. Before Rizzo's was the confectionery juggernaut you know and love today, it was an above-average chemical waste management corporation. On one otherwise unremarkable day, an employee on the slurry stirring shift leaned a little too far over a chemical vat, dropping a single purple berry that had been hidden in his jacket pocket. Instead of being immediately filed for his hazardous incompetence, the employee was given an ultimatum by his supervisor: retrieve the fallen fruit and stay employed. The employee jumped into the vat, swam for the purple berry, and accidentally swallowed it. The rest is history. After he was pulled from the toxic waters, the stirrer stated that the chemical-coated purple berry hadn't been half bad before falling into a toxic coma, giving his supervisor the idea to sterilise and adjust the chemical mixture for human consumption. Soon, the sour, sweet-coated purple berries were more or less edible, becoming Rizzo's first mass-marketed product, the Purple Berry Bunch. There you go. So he's dead. Toss one stick there. I probably don't need anything for the vending machine. Okay, so I reckon we can go in the lift. But first, we shall save the game. Need to try and work out a way of releasing this gas. I don't know if there's a way I can get over there without them seeing me. What's in here? Well, there's one of them. I don't know if it's possible for me to sneak.
Something's bumming me out.
Okay. So, yeah, so that has messed us up a bit because we shouldn't have killed him. We probably try and want to keep them all alive. So this is going to be a fun bit of, can we stealth it? How many reloads will it take before I get fed up? Probably 2. Especially given the excruciatingly painfully long loading time. Okay. So somehow we need to sneak over to there. See, the door there's closed, so we can't get in there.
Me? I'm pleased as pie. Did I hear something?
Can I whack? Oh no, I can't.
Oh yeah, that's funny. For happy customers. What's wrong, friend?
Oh, didn't want the settings there. Is there another way of doing it? Let's try again. This would be my second reload and my second attempt to actually not kill these guys. The stealth in this game isn't great, so...
I'm coming. No problem. I'm going.
Okay. So I've left those 2 up there. I don't think it's possible. I don't know whether there's a way of being able to sneak across there and then up there, so rather than go through this corridor here, where there's obviously bad guys, we could try and go this way. I think... no. What's this? This top hat once belonged to Captain Faison of Byzantium, last seen on Terra or Monarch, standing much too close to the edge of a sulphur pit. This pungent accessory should serve as a reminder of the many terrible dangers found on Monarch, and a further example of why no self-respecting Halcyon should ever visit. Okay. Just pick up the money. Don't quite. So there doesn't seem to be anything else in here. We got a dead guy. Those things which look like those parasite things. There's a staircase up here. A couple of mag picks. Someone tried to zap the way through there by the look of it. It does look like we're going to have to go the hard way. Probably missing a very obvious control thing because I haven't played it in ages. Need to sneak past these two somehow. Haven't got anything in the inventory which helps with that, have I? I think my stealth is probably a bit low because I'm not really stealth very much. I'm probably just going to end up killing these dudes. Okay. I don't think we do very well here. We got I should be able to use that. Well, we managed to save some of them. Which is arguably slightly better than none of them. Albeit not much better than none of them. Possibly. Okay. Right. What else have we got in? Remember, new employee orientation. Welcome, Insert Name. We're happy to have you as the new mechanic / custodian at Insert Location. It is your responsibility to ensure your location of employment is tidy and works like a charm. Your duties include, but are not limited to, cleaning of all surfaces, regular maintenance of all machinery, restocking employee break areas, maintenance of all electronic systems, keeping inventory of the location's operational item reserves, voluntary assistance for the lab's research as needed, monitoring through documentation for your possible successor. Maintaining thorough documentation for your possible successor. We know that sounds like a lot, but don't worry, your predecessor has kept thorough documentation for your needs that you can find on this terminal. We hope you're excited to begin this most fulfilling career, and remember, whoa, 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 it's Rizzo's. So this is a previous person's thorough documentation, which is a bit like thorough documentation I produce at work, to be honest. Training file corrupted. Please guess how to do your job to the best of your ability. Got a few logs here. First day. I've gotten 17 requests from the lab workers that I had to respond to, and also managed to find time to sweep, mop and buff this whole place. I was hoping that the employee how-to document would help with some of these machines that I've never seen before in my life, but guess what? The asshole left it completely blank. Gas hookup. I got a request from Dr. Blossom to hook up the gas lines to some canisters that are mixed with a heavy sedative for dispersal in the lower labs. Luckily, I've got enough experience cleaning all the muck that builds up in the vents to get it all done for in a couple of days. Still, I wonder what they're needing this for. I think they took the last of the raptidons out of the lab last week. I guess the pheromone flavouring results weren't as promising as they'd hoped. Experiment participation. Jackpot! Since I read that stupid orientation document, I'd been hoping they'd ask me to volunteer for something, and here it is. I get to be a taste tester for the newest Spectrum flavour. I'm heading to the lab right after I fix the clock in the showers. So exciting. Okay. Just pick some. What have we got here? Well, I didn't manage to do very well there. We can at least now chat to the people about it. What's this? View the lab notes. Team, don't drink the coffee. I told Blossom we weren't crazy. Every single one of us began to have clinical insomnia, and she tells us because we drink too much coffee. Well, it is because of the coffee, or more so what's in the coffee. I had the janitor swap out the coffee grinds an hour later than usual this morning, and what do you know? I've been asleep all day. Those jerks in product have been messing with our supply. Don't ask me how, I just know it. They think they're so smart because they know how molecules work. Well, they aren't the only ones that can create a chemical dependency. I've got a Pavlovian prank in place for the Spectrum Brown presentation that'll cause quite the show. Okay. We got a few messages here. To Owl Blossom, subject Halcyon Helen. Dr. Blossom, we're thrilled to hear the news that Rizzo secured Halcyon Helen as the spokesperson for the new Spectrum product. Our data shows she has favourable distributions in many key categories, including the coveted 18 to 34 regularly employed existential crisis demographic. We'd be happy to show her some of our product advertisement ideas. Subject, stop immediately to the marketing department. I'm sending this message to both teams in the marketing and product labs. I do not know the extent of your squabbles, but they end here. If it weren't for the incredible projections Spectrum Brown shows, we'd all be out of work after that embarrassment at the presentation. I expect more from both departments. And then, okay, so this is the same letter we saw earlier on. Okay. What the actual chuff is going on here? Oh God, I wasn't expecting those guys to be right behind me. Okay. What is going on in here? There's a lot of these weird, like, alien parasite things. Quite know what the purpose of them is. Oh, hang on, we've got a computer over here. Okay. Slug Lab. Lab notes, our discovery. We finally finished our first set of experiments on these parasites we harvested from the infected would-be attraction animals, and the results have been... What the hell am I doing? Why am I taking this tone? Who's going to see this aside from members of the research team? I barely need mention how beyond completely phenomenal today's find has been. Not only have we discovered why Harold, the system's saddest teacup canid, has had this remarkable turnaround. Frankly, I'm amazed no one realised something was awry earlier. His cage was only about as large as he was. By the way, Myers, there goes your daily adreno injections theory, you buffoon. But we've also found something that will help me find a vice presidential position in no time. Remind me to devote a bench commemorating the Rizzo semi-industrial exploration team for giving their lives to bring back the Erendanium gigaseus from the holy caves. I'll also be certain to devote an even larger bench to myself for finding the birth site of the parasites and ordering experiments to start. I've already been in talks with management about ideas for products that could utilise the parasite's joy-intensifying hormones. It's amazing that Slug hasn't looked deeper into this. I may have had to see the land, but seemingly they haven't disturbed our research site. Well, their oversight is Rizzo's immense benefit. Great job, me. Oh, hang on. Today's incident. I'm sure some of you are still shaken by the events earlier today, but the course of science never did run smooth. Ain't that true? The benefits of our research are easily with potential risks associated. Garcia would most certainly agree, if she was still alive. I talked to Administrator Ludovico about setting up some additional security measures in case of another test subject breach. In the meantime, for the love of the architect, do not infect an individual test subject with more than one parasite. The frenetic joy will have to be enough, at least for now. I'm still looking into promotional means, but I think we'll find something soon. Some of Rizzo's product engineers have discussed mass producing the parasites and placing them in some kind of beverage to evenly distribute the joy-inducing hormones. Things seem very promising. I look forward to the day when I can leave this backwater facility behind. Oh yeah, let's just experiment with the weird alien parasite things. That's not going to go wrong, is it? These people never watched science fiction films. Gas and test subjects. Blossom demanded we help the engineering team produce a gas that would target the neural links of individuals infected by Erendanium gigaseus. I'm really not sure how to pronounce that. Well, we did, and it was simple enough. Just isolated a particular cell type only found in the parasites and produced an enzyme that should shut them temporarily into stasis. But you better believe the second it came to tell the administrator about it, she was the one who had developed the gas, and she was the one who had been primarily working with engineering to get everything together. She takes credit for the initial finding, and even after Dr. Garcia's death, which was basically all Dr. Blossom's fault, she still somehow manages to find a way to spin things in her favour. Some of the other researchers were talking about altering the gas not to target test subjects, but to target her, and for it not to render its target unconscious, but dead. I wouldn't write this down, but I know Dr. Blossom doesn't read log entries that she didn't write. Tell you, their ideas are beginning to seem more and more appealing. A couple of messages here, one of which is the one we've already read a couple of times, but here's one. From Department Slug to Department Utility, subject cadaver removal. At your earliest convenience, a slug lab requires your sanitation services for cadaver removal. There are 2 bodies at present in the RR and DD labs, 1 scientist and 1 test subject. Send a team to move the personnel corpse to the incinerator. After this, please send a hazard team to dispose of the test subject. For highly classified reasons, a corpse can emit certain chemical compounds that are extremely dangerous if mishandled. Please don't skip on the protective gear. We'd hate to have to hire a separate utility team to pick up the bodies of yours. Good day. Well, how come I'm investigating all this then with no safety equipment on? Okay. So the slugs are basically producing some kind of hormone which makes people happy. So the obvious thing to do is to try and put that into a drink, because that's what you do, isn't it? You got a workbench here. Can anything that needs. All of our stuff still seems to be okay. Not much else in here by the look of it.
People with all the bits they poured into this place.
Yeah, but they didn't. Not sure any great interest in there. Like a piano. A bit random that there's just a piano in the middle of this. It's like science room. Science room. The science room. Where they do the science. I think we've already looked at that one, haven't we? Oh no. Product Innovation Lab. Trial KO8 has produced moderate results. The zero-calorie sweetener provides 36% of the amount of dopamine compared to popular cigarette brands. It's possible that this is as far as we can go without introducing substances that would categorise this as a tobacco product, and we're already towing the line as it is. I'm interested in a trial with a larger set of subjects. However, our lab's resources are getting cut thanks to the new lab that's begun across the hall. Maybe we can offer it to our colleagues in the marketing lab, show them a thing or two about proper science. Messages. Okay, just have a quick scan through these and see if there's anything of any great interest. Yeah, most of those we've already read. So these are the guys we possibly killed earlier on. By not quite by accident, but I didn't really intend to kill them. It's just, you know, sometimes shit happens. They were like running at me, trying to kill me, which is bound to put me in a bad mood. Okay, there doesn't seem to be much else down here worth looking at, so I think we can probably go back up now to see if we can find some information on what's happened to Halcyon Helen.
Just who in the... Oh my law. It's you. Wait.
Captain, we gotta hurry.
Yeah, but the door's locked. Uh-oh, this doesn't look good, does it?
Somebody didn't want us talking to Dr. Blossom. You think it was Miss Helen's killer?
Well, Dr. Blossom is dead. Key card. Let's have a look at the terminal. Weapon requires loaded spectrum vodka array to be functional. Collect all 8 variants of spectrum vodka. Okay. I'm going to take a quick break for a second or two just to go grab a drink, and I shall be right back. Back. Okay, so the Gatling taunts me from behind its glass cage. The infernal void damn thing refuses to work, and I know the exact cause. It's me. Why am I wired like this? Why? Whenever I tried to fiddle with the internals sober, I broke parts off, or connections failed to fire, or pieces stuck out of the casing and shorted out other components. So, of course, the solution was obvious. Get at least a little plastered prior to the work period. Every work period. When I relax, my hands don't shake, and it's so much easier to see where things should fit or how to bridge certain connections. The problem, of course, is that I also get autistic. Why should a weapon work on mechanics alone? Why shouldn't you have to, say, slot one of every single fucking kind of spectrum vodka into the thing before we'll fire for the first time? I didn't even know if it's tied to the weapon's internals or it's some kind of lock, but it seems like it should fire, and it absolutely will not. I have to get one of every kind of spectrum, including black. I can only hope the storage warehouse has a recent shipment of the entire spectrum, or all this work will have been for nothing. I had to be the dumbest genius this side of Halcyon. Okay, so there is a very cool looking gun in here, but in order to get to it, we have to get all 8 colour varieties of spectrum vodka.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Confirmation of discrepancy confirmed. This person is most definitely dead. But recently, they were still alive.
Let's examine the body. You're sure you heard gunshots earlier, yet this victim's loss of blood is oddly minimal.
These puncture marks. It looks like she was injected with something.
Let's search the immediate area. Although you distinctly remember hearing gunshots over the intercom, you don't see any bullet casings. Whoever Dr. Blossom confronted over the intercom, they dispatched her and all four of these scientists without much resistance. Means they must be well trained, some kind of sharpshooter or adventurer.
What an awful place to die. What do you think happened to her?
5 kills in and out before we could catch a glimpse of the culprit. I'd expect more blood.
The killer might have been in a hurry. I guess that makes sense, if they were after something else.
Okay. Computer here. Let's use this. View download confirmation. File. Error file deleted was successfully downloaded to external data cartridge. What messages have we got? Apologies for the late notice, but Ms. Bellamy has requested a tour of the facilities while she is visiting Eridanos' Halcyon Helen. Please prepare for her arrival in the morning. Note to self. Well, Leora, you did it again. At long last, you located a bottle of Spectrum Black hidden in a crevice of musty shelf space in the storage warehouse last night. That much closer to finally getting the Spectrum Gatling to work. And what happened? You got all the way back to the water tower before running into a group of primals already diverting themselves as fruits of the fermented variety. One bad blackout later, and here you are, covered in primal vomit without the Spectrum Black. Get it together. Okay. File deleted has been deleted. Hack 65 parasite findings. Tests involving the parasite. I wish they'd stop making me say this. Eridanium gargaceus, colloquially dubbed slugs, have produced astounding results. Even when compared against our most promising methods of producing a brain chemical dependency, the pheromone, the Eridanium gargaceus secrete, produces dopamine more efficiently than anything on record. Further tests will continue researching how much of the compound we can introduce to subjects and observe the effects. Despite our less than ideal presentation to administration, the product impressed for two main reasons. As mentioned before, this product will produce that boozy, feel-good stimulus like no other, but more importantly, the pheromone's makeup is completely unique, which means there are no regulations surrounding its classification. The idea of a completely addictive product with zero laws surrounding it would certainly justify any means. Oh yeah, there's nothing dodgy going on here whatsoever.
The organic matter that comprises this lab worker died at a similar time and of similar circumstance as the other corpses already scanned.
Which is its way of saying there's nothing else of any great interest there.
Not gonna... Oh, whoops. There it is. Okay. This is Dr. Blossom. Eridanium
Gigaseus.
Report 1. Subject. A bunch of slugs. Ugh. These things may well be Rizzo's ticket to the top of the board. But at the end of the day, they still look like my brother would if he ever stopped wearing that damn toupee. Initially found these little bastards suckling on the hairy undersides of a teacup canid. Much like my brother, who works for the Wilderness Exploitation Reserve. The backstabber. Suffice it to say that these things are parasites. The canid didn't seem to mind, but it's almost as stupid as my research staff. Good stuff. Oh, whoops. Got some spectrum on the dissection subject. That's fine. Yeah, I think I see a couple sacs in the worm. Might secrete enzymes or poison or something. We'll figure it out later. Starting to see double, so I'm going to switch to working on the Gatling. Almost got the spectrum lock done.
Okay, didn't really tell us very much. this stuff does, but we'll pick it up anyway.
Timeline discrepancy detected. The organic matter that comprises this lab worker died at a similar time and of similar circumstance as the other corpses already scanned.
Okay. Is there anything else that we can find in here? That's the slug lab thing we were in before.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Okay, what's this?
Body heat readings indicate that the culprit was just here, mere moments earlier in the timeline.
Okay.
Looks like a standard ventilation shaft to me. Somebody around my size could have crawled in. Wouldn't have been comfortable or, clean. Ventilation shafts usually turn into sprat nests.
There's a cut wire in the box. Someone wanted the power cut to something, but you're not quite sure what.
See that red wire? Whoever cut that wire was trying to disrupt the circuit. They could have sealed the lab doors temporarily. At least until the failsafes kicked in.
Okay. So someone got in through here. And maybe shot? We don't quite know. There were definitely gunshots, but then we couldn't see any actual bullet casings. So a little bit of a mystery what's going on here, but then I suppose that's the point of the game. Okay. I do like the whole mood and mystery vibe in this. Oh. Dr. Blossom's office. So we got another vodka colour. A light pistol. Some cigarettes. A badly textured newspaper. Whatever the hell that is. Safe. I'll take myself that sniper rifle, I think. Who ate my lunch? Not me, I didn't have lunch today. I thought there'd be more of interest in there than what there is. There's nothing like hiding under the...
I can take a hint.
Oh, okay. Alright, okay, there doesn't seem to be much of any great interest in there. So I reckon we can probably go back now to the administrator. My theory, which may or may not be right, is that Halcyon Helen isn't actually dead, and that she's the person who just shot those people. Which I know sounds a bit ridiculous, but this is a science fiction game. Wouldn't surprise me if there's like a weird cloning thing going on or something like that. I don't know. Clones are always one of those things you stick in.
Unscheduled pollinization cycle is about to commence. Please evacuate the orchards at this time.
Oh, what?
Releasing the mosquitoes for pollinization. Cycle is now in progress.
Okay, so we've basically been attacked by a load of wasps now. I can't find them at the moment, but I'm guessing we've got to go over to this hive thing over here. Oh, here's some. I don't know why, but I was expecting them to be like giant things. Do you not want to help at all, Mr. Robot Dude Guy? Okay. Well, we got them. They appear to have been temporarily blinded. In the game, not in real life. So, I think we can probably go over to the hive thing and try and put these mosquitoes to bed. I can hear some more of them somewhere.
Mosquito stings have been known to cause auditory confusion before death. So if you cannot understand this message, that may be why.
There's definitely a few of them here. I can't imagine it's actually that easy to shoot a load of mosquitoes with a gun. You'd have to hit quite a lot of them with the bullets, wouldn't you?
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Let's abort the pollinization cycle. Pollinization cycle cancelled, recalling mosquito swarms to the hive. Check the recent activity. The last activity recorded exceeds the system's 2-week threshold and has since been purged. Any messages? From M. Chen to H. Lawson, real funny. Hilda, generally when two co-workers get blasted out of their minds on Spectre and vodka, and one of them makes a joke about how wild it would be if someone put wasps and mosquitoes together, he doesn't wake up the next day with a promotion and a couple of 100,000 rabid insects on his back porch. I can appreciate a good joke as much as the next guy, but I got a message earlier today about making sure I increase quarterly yields, and it wasn't from you. If you wanted to, I don't know, bail me out sooner rather than later, I'd be most obliged. From H. Lawson, subject, bail me out. Hilda, I'll put it bluntly, this place is one bad key press away from total disaster. Earlier, I accidentally selected the begin pollinization cycle function on this terminal. The cycle just activated. No password protection, no confirmation message, nothing. Sounds like a system I've written. But it'd be alright because it wouldn't work anyway. As it so happened, there was a scheduled tour making its way through the orchards at about that moment. Somehow, that idiot groundskeeper's exterminating mechanicals got activated, giving the mosquitoes something to sting that wasn't the tour group. Those people barely got away with their lives, and I don't think we'll be so lucky next time. My supervisor has apparently scheduled me for some kind of standard medical treatment. But when I come back, I better have a message from you apologising for not responding to my messages and containing an immediate transfer to somewhere that isn't here. I've had enough. Hilda, I reread my last message to you and I feel I owe you the deepest and most heartfelt of apologies. I've been such an entitled bull since I received this promotion. In reality, I should have been thanking you. To oversee the day-to-day coming and going of creatures as majestic as these mosquitoes is a great honour. Congratulations on your promotion, by the by. I would have thought I'd be mad, especially considering how central my mosquitoes were to your new position. But since that treatment, I found it difficult to stay mad about much of anything. I hope you enjoy Byzantium. Okay, so we got zapped with the parasite thing. There's something in here then. Oh, what's this? This multi-purpose tool would be nondescript anywhere else, but there's something strange about it. Scan the chemical makeup of it.
Tool is comprised of 99% plastic, 0.5% steel, and 0.5% carbonated sugary beverage. Trace amounts of kerosene, alcohol, hydrazine, and liquid hydrogen also detected.
Let's inspect the casing. You'd recognise that mix of chemicals anywhere. It's rocket propellant. This tool must previously have been used somewhere involved in refueling ships. The casing is pockmarked and scratched. It's been well used. You also notice an inch-long steel panel haphazardly nailed into its side. It's Engineering 65. Construct a lever to remove the panel. You collect a nearby rod of metal and, sliding it beneath the panel, push down on it until the panel comes free. As it falls away, you see that it was hiding a slug logo.
What did you find, Cap?
Um...
You think it could be dissidents? Or some type of rival company? Slug runs the hotels. And the spaceport. And Law knows what else. So that don't exactly narrow it down.
No. But it's something. It's a bit of a clue. Which, in the absence of no clues whatsoever, is at least something. I doubt there's anything of any great interest here in the rest of the hive. He's dead. Okay. So I think what's this? Purple berry puzzle hedges.
We got a hedge maze? Captain, we got it.
Well, before we head into the hedge maze, we are going to leave it there for tonight. So we'll pick this up again later in the week, possibly Wednesday night, and do some more investigating into who exactly killed Halcyon Helen. I don't know who it was. Do you? If you do, don't tell me, because I don't want to know. I'd rather find out in the game. In the meantime, I'd like to just thank you all for watching. Hope you've enjoyed, and I shall see you soon. Take care, everybody. Good night.